Okay. Sur les yeux de serpent. Le sang des bohèmes coule dans nos veines. Viens vers moi. Le sang des bohèmes coule dans nos veines. Viens vers moi, de que brassant dont je suis là. No, that's not the one I want. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. We all pretty fly for a white guy. Ah, dude, this is so nice. Good. Okay, good. Le sang des bohèmes. Okay, good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. I'm going to be having a wonderful day on this 23rd July 2026. It is a beautiful sunrise this morning. I am so happy, so lucky, because I did get up later. It's like, oh, I missed it, but we didn't. So this is actually pretty freaking fantastic. Making some videos. I'm pretty tired, freaking song, but I'm going to see my father in 2 hours, so I have to stay up. Sunrise, 24th July 2026. Guys, I'm just gonna get something because it is very cold outside. It is very cold. So yeah, so right now it's later than I thought. I tried to sleep. I thought it was gonna be a sunrise. You know, just ultimately speaking, I don't know if there is. I think it's looking nice because there is the coloration of the cloud via the sun, which is pretty nice. But hey, I gotta go to my father's house. We have a monster. We're good, but yeah, it's tough because I'm like I would like to sleep, but I gotta tell my father that I'm sleeping during the day because he expects me to be like him. And as long as he believes that he doesn't ask questions, I don't get in trouble. I don't get in trouble, and I'm happy, and I sleep well, right? Plus, I'm not gonna see him in 2 weeks because he's with the wife, not the wife, the girlfriend, but they've been together for 28 years. Yeah, so it's the same. So before we start, let's have a bon appetit. A good morning, a breakfast, because this is, yes, the end of the day, but still breakfast. We didn't have the most productive of the evening. I was supposed to stream, I was supposed to do different game. I started playing Space Fleet, Idle Space Fleet, because it's really good. And that's pretty much it. We might be playing that again. But before that, we're gonna have strawberry and fraises in French. So strawberry in different language. I don't know if you say strawberry in Spanish. So we have farmers market. I'm gonna take them right away. Like I said, I'm so thankful because I was really fearful that I know it wasn't gonna be chocolate. If it was blueberry, I would have not liked it. So shout out to my mom for knowing me, or just being lucky. But they said be positive. So how did you guys sleep? Did you guys sleep okay? You guys are doing okay? You guys are good? I'm pretty happy though because this is so good. That is so dumb. Because that is the usual muffin batter. You just added strawberry, but it works so well. It was delicious. Well, there's a taste of strawberry, but it's not too pronounced. And third of all, strawberry often have like seed. I have them, so when you eat, actually crunching. If I'm hesitating why, and I'm gonna eat my breakfast at my dad's house. Don't want to be too full because it's a free meal. You know the best thing about a free meal? You get to be grateful. You know the worst thing about a free meal? We have to enjoy it. It's up app full. I really like this because I finished at 4:40. Finish the run. I'll show what you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. That was all it. That was good. That was great. They're delicious. It's been one of the best ramen I've had in a while. I'm not a muffin guy. Why? Like, I when I was growing up, I said I wasn't allowed like sugar or healthy food. It was only healthy food. And muffin was one of those things that I could have. Breakfast was the greatest because I had a waffle. Every single breakfast I can remember is good. But then, I started obsessing over it. So, growing up, breakfast was super important. Why? I was taking medication. My ADHD. My medication cut appetite, which is not good because your doctor telling your kid you might not be able to eat. The kid who is 6 years old is freaking out, and you don't know if I'm really hungry or not. You know, if it's a placebo effect of being told that you're not be able to eat. But what I can tell you is the medication didn't affect me before the breakfast, so I would eat breakfast, and I would eat supper. I think I'm really only missing a meal. But now we're doing one meal per day, so I just like one meal a day. Of course, I'm snacking, but still. So, I thought I was supposed to do a lot, but we did a lot, which is streaming. We streamed the same game for 5 hours. Yeah, the file is 5 hours long, and we finished. I want to say we finished the tournament at 10, maybe 10:30. It was good. It was good. BOAA. Le son des poèmes coule dans nos veines. My apologies. Okay. I just need to upload a little bit. Still upload a little bit and I need to pee. Yeah. So that was a good for example, look, yesterday we did 5 hours and 12, 17. But then the issue that I have is everything is so small. Every single file is so small. You don't feel like it's worth it. It's not worth it, but it's more work. I've been so lucky lately with the fact that we've been crazy about uploading and being on schedule and doing good and everything. And it's still the case, don't get me wrong. Yesterday I didn't upload enough. Today I'm going to be uploading too much. I'm going to go to my father's house. And I'll be uploading there, but I'll also be uploading here. And the goal is to go, the perfect, if I'm being honest, the perfect goal would be to have a lot more, like a shit ton to upload. And then when I come back I can go sleep, and the thing that I had to upload weren't upload. See, I wrote day 282, everything 282. Then I tried to copy and paste, but I forgot to copy and paste. Wakey. Didn't go to bed yet. You're not supposed to be tired. Le sang des poèmes coule dans nos veines. Viens vers moi. I see, it's so simple because I told you guys that when I'm tired I speak French. All I have to do is sing a song in French, and you think, oh yo, he's really tired. He's speaking French, but then am I really tired? Or am I aware that makes me look tired? Huh? Look at this. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous, dude. When you think about the movie that you enjoy, they're often unreliable narrator. And to me, that's one of the funnest possible. possibility. I'm just gonna keep peep. Why is it the funnest? I've watched a movie 2 days ago, which wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, so I don't know if that counts as 2 days ago. No, it was yesterday. Well, yesterday for us because we didn't sleep during the night, but today is Thursday. But Tuesday because that was Tuesday night. We watched I Killed Giants. The whole story is this girl that believes she killed giants. The girl who believes that she can do everything, and then it's not true. So because she's an error, you would think that is true, but it's not true. So when you realize it's not true, you're like, okay, well, the movie presented itself as being true, so you're disappointed that it's not true. But you know that giants aren't real, so you know that this was bullshit, right? So why are you disappointed? Because even the story was so good, it didn't matter if it was real or not. Were you entertained? The greatest line of Russell Crowe's career, dude, which is in Gladiator 1, I'm not entertained, where you're literally slave killing slave, and they gave out a good fight, and it was a really good fight, and then the king says, well, Caesar says, Julius Caesar, in French we call him Jules, but in English you guys call him Julius. Julius Caesar says, kill him, and then Russell Crowe's like, no, dude, we fought our heart out. I won the fight, but I didn't. It wasn't a total victory. Like I could have won also, right? So why are you wanting to kill it? Are you not entertained? Because if you were entertained, if I don't kill him, there's no problem. But if I do kill him, then you need that to be entertained. So the whole battle didn't matter, right? And this is when you do like the unreliable narrative. This is when you tell a lie or you tell the truth, right? So you have a good story and you tell this amazing story, right? This amazing story comes at a price of this is not true, right? And you're like, okay, well, I told the story that's lasted for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. It's a great story, but it's not true, right? So then at the end, you hear that, hey, the whole thing was a joke, right? And then you have a choice between, well, I really enjoyed that story. I really enjoyed that story, or, hey, this was a lie. So what part are you focused on? It's not that you were entertained, in fact, that was a lie. I was watching this movie this morning, which is what stimulated this, which is Easy A with Emily Stone, her real name, and basically a girl that does that, right? And there's a rumor she looks like a SLUT. I'm not gonna say it because I do like her. I do like Gwen Stacy more than anything else, right? And yeah, I mean because that movie was good because I don't know. But it makes you question reality. Like she was, she was not popular. She was like unknown almost. Like nobody knew who she was. Nobody cared about who she was. And then she had a rumor where she makes herself look bad, and then everybody knows who she is. As an unreliable narrator, you create a narrative that is worse for you. For example, woe is me, right? So people notice you. Then you're like, no, my life isn't that bad. And people are like, oh well. It was fun thinking that your life was bad. Like, what the fuck? Are you sad my life isn't as bad as you thought? And then you question reality, you question truth, right? The worst thing about lying is what? The worst thing about lying is you're not saying the truth. It's not getting caught, it's not hurting people's feelings, is you thought you had to lie. Because nobody lies for fun. You lie because you think you need to. Either to make yourself interesting, either to save your ass, either to save a relationship, either to protect someone, either to protect a secret, to protect somebody else, right? Right? The craziest thing, and this is something I learned very early on, is that people don't really care about the truth. They just want to hear something. They just want to hear a story. They just want to be entertained. Doesn't matter if it's true. Doesn't matter if they will believe in you or not, because they're entertained. Right? And to them, that's important. Was the story good for me or not? Then you tell your life story and nobody cares. Then you tell a couple lies and they're like, oh wow, okay, cool. Right? And you're like, you piece of crap. I just told you my life story, you didn't care. And I lied and like, okay, cool. By the way, I was talking about this yesterday. Right? The girl I was talking to on the kink websites, she told me an expression. I finally found out what it was. Bande passante, because she's from France. Bande passante is Wi-Fi. She just want to use Anglicism, so she used the term bande passante, which is something I never heard before. Am I talking about this? Unwritable narrator. You're telling me the truth. You're telling me the right story. But you're telling it to me in a way that I don't understand. So the story is not interesting because I don't get it. My apologies. I have to pee. Wow. Such a nice sunrise. Holy, you see the cloud? Wow. Look at this, guys. Look at this. How gorgeous it is. But I just realized that you're way too close. Chill, bro, chill. Can still film on spot, but we're not gonna be as close. So yeah, so truth is entirely relative. Truth is entirely matter of fact. See, you learn early on. You listen to music. You listen to System of a Down, right? And then they create this song called Sugar, right? And they tell you something about battle of ratings, and you don't know what that means, right? But then you understand later on what it means. You know what's insane? I did a video, one of my favorite videos I ever did, out of the 40,000 videos I did, which is now way more. Well, it depends. Do you view video that I made, or do you view video that I made for this channel? If you view video that I made in general, there's way more than 40,000. If you view channel videos, then there's not more than 40,000, right? That's what I mean. Cheers. Super nice. Super nice. Also, it was drama the whole night. We'll get to drama. I mean, this is what happened, right? Well, the subject of this morning, truth, lies, no. But we watched a movie called BZA, and that's what we talked about, right? So, battle of system of rating. Battle of rating is you get paid for views. The more popular your show is, the more in demand it is, the more you stay on the line, right? I was also watching this movie with Mel Gibson, which is called On the Line, which is shock radio, and they're shocking because that's what people want. That's what people want to view. Because that's what people want to view. That's what they need. That's what they want, right? It's cold this morning. It's cold today. It's really cold. Not really, really cold, but still. And yeah, so with this system of rating is the more interesting you are, the more rating you have. The more rating you have, the more you make. The more you make, the better you live. The better you live, the more you're happy. The more you're happy, the more you're excited or motivated to work. The more excited or motivated to work, the more motivated you get to get those ratings, right? You talk about a system of rating. Talk about, well, I'm competing against somebody else. The system of rating is I get this amount of viewers, you get this amount of viewers. The rating says I get more viewers, meaning that I get better ratings, right? And with better rating, you get time slots. So this is something that was first seen in radio. And the importance of that with the radio is that it was one of the first conventional media, and because it was one of the first conventional media, this was setting up. Why is that important? Very good question. So before the radio, you still have storytellers, you still have people, journal, newspaper, right? But depending on where you were, you were getting a different journal, right? For example, let's talk about the Daily Bugle. I want to make this kind of nuts. I want to make this kind of fantastic, kind of weird, kind of special, kind of different. Daily Bugle for Spider-Man, from Spider-Man, right? You didn't get it in Metropolis, which is Superman. You didn't get into. You didn't get it. You didn't get it in Gotham. It's a completely different franchise. My bad. Yeah, I've been watching Escape Pod, which is really good. Shout out to the two guys as our champion. Entertaining as which is not swearing. It's not me stuttering, although it could be seen as me stuttering, but no, it's avoiding to swear, which again is the pinpoint point of truth is relative, right? If you decided to understand that this is a clever way not to swear, but imply that I'm swearing, it's a positive thing. If you think I'm making fun of stuttering people, it's a negative thing. Perception. And I for so many years, this is gonna be a crazy subject, but I'm down with it. I'm super down to do this video today because I think it's a good subject. I think it's fun. That was one of my biggest battles in life, right? Because at 22, I was lying a lot. I was lying. Why? Because my life was boring. Because people were happy. I was making people happy. I was depressed, suicidal. I just want to make people happy. What if I was to do it? They would be sad. Well, if I made them happy, I can justify making them sad. Prevention. Inducing a state of happiness to go with sadness. Right? That's manipulation. Manipulation isn't like lying or telling fibs. Manipulation is manipulating how a person feel or how a person think. Right? Multiple manipulation, emotional, how a person feel, financial, how people spend, mental, how people think. Five o'clock in the morning. Bless, pray for these people. Pray for these people. Sirens. If I was a first responder, and I'm saying if I was, there was a red light, and I was like, oh, I've been in traffic for a while. Would I turn on the sirens to pass the red light? Maybe. Is that fair? Is that okay to do? If I have the power, should I use it or should I abuse it? And is using your siren when it's a red light abusing the power or just using the power gifted to you, right? The whole I was talking about Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. What's a great power? If I were skipping a red light, is that great power? What's your responsibility? It's all part of the bigger plot of what is what, who is whom, where is where, what is what. I did say that already. Who is whom? I don't know, you know? Going back to truth is relative, right? System of rating. One of my favorite videos that I did, which was last year, and this is insane. Because it was Anchorman. Not a sponsor. Anchorman, which is what? It's a movie by I don't know whom, featuring Will Ferrell. And it's poking fun at news reporter. So for example, in the first movie, is this really dumb guy with following the prompt. He gets in trouble with the wrong people. He followed the prompt, says something outrageous. People hate him. And specify, I was reading the prompt and nobody believes him. Because there's no way that you made that mistake, but he did. The second movie, however, is a system of rating. Right? And this is interesting. This is really interesting, because this is the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. But not in the sense of term of financial, not in the sense of monetary gain, right? In the sense of unfairness, right? It's easy to become rich when you were already rich, or your parents are rich, than when you were broke. A lot of people make it out being broke. Very few people go from broke to, from hero, from rich to rag to riches, right? I can't talk. So the system of rating is that. So the system of rating, how it works. Let's talk about radio. Radio is a fantastic example. Radio started. They're like, okay, well, people are really watching radio. People are really paying attention to radio. But guess what? People are working a 9 to 5. Okay. People are working a 9 to 5, so we have this problem where there's a lot less people listening during the day. Okay. Well, also people go to sleep because they're working 9 to 5, right? So between 9 to 5, not a lot of people will listen to it. Between 12, I don't know. People, if you work at 9, you sleep at what time? I don't know. Because technically speaking, you would sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning. But then you gotta get the kid to school. You gotta get ready. You gotta do the, I don't know what you gotta do in the morning. No, people do the dishes, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's traffic. It's like a traffic. Normal people aren't late. Always. Some shit like that. Some bullshit, you know. And yeah, so you understand that, and you're able to say, okay, well, most people that start at 9 leave the house at 7:30, right? So from 5:30 to 7:30 could be prime time, right? But if people leave from 7:30 to 9:30 because in the car you listen to the radio, that's your prime time. So this is when people are stuck in traffic and are willing to listen, right? And then you realize the time slots that are still worth a lot today is going to work and coming back from work. From 8 to 9, from 5 to 6. Oh, my apologies. Right? We got a lot of French channel here. And it basically shows called Le Retour à la Maison, which is basically coming back home. I'm coming home, tell the world that I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my children's awake, and I forgive them yesterday. Coming home, let the world that I'm coming home. Great song. I don't know who sing it. I used to know. But then, what's more important? The song is a good song, and the song is relative. I'm gonna have to game a little bit, guys, because otherwise I won't have the time to do what I have to do. So you see me looking down, I hope you forgive me, right? I'll pretend, for the sake of this video, I'll pretend like I'm sad. For the sake of the video that's talking about being honest and genuine, I'm gonna be sad, so I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna pour some water here, right? And I'm gonna talk looking down, but we're actually playing a game. Why? I'm gonna make it a bit casual. And I realized that I wasn't using my time as properly as possible. So by doing what we're doing something better. Which is what? Doing everything and anything at the time. So multitasking. Griffin. So because I'm doing this, I'm going to be focused, but still be able to make a good video, right? So the hours like that, you had automatically bigger rating, right? So what you did is, and this is the cash 2022. It's 22, but I'd like to say 2022 because, like, oh, was it when it was invented? No, dummy. It's just a saying, right? So with this, it's kind of cool because you're stuck, right? There's two things, right? Either you're stuck with the time slot that you have. Time slot meaning, okay, well, is your show popular, or is your show not popular? So I watch on YouTube a show called Jubilee. Jubilant. I don't know the name. Oh, that's very believable. Inc. Very believable. Brooke and Jubal. Brooke and Jubal. He's not African, but I'm gonna make him African. I'm gonna race swap him, just for the sake of sensationalism, just for the sake of we want rating here, right? We're going after ratings. So we're gonna make him a Jubal, which is a very traditional name in a country that I don't know, never heard of, right? And they do a second date. So they do like sort of like prank call, but it's not really prank call. So you have a date and then you're like, okay, well, that date didn't go well. Here's why. And they call the person. It's like, hey, why didn't you call her back? What happened during the date for you to say, hey, not with me, girl? What happened? So it's actually really interesting. It's interesting why? Because people are interesting. People have a story to say, right? Now, you can argue that this is staged. This is not true. That's okay. That's okay. A lot of shit are staged. The whole thing for Streamer University is staged. The whole thing with LCU, scripted. I just have a problem. My problem is I don't know the difference between scripted and staged. I know the same. We're doing this. You're gonna see me clicking once in a while. But now we have to do it for 40 seconds. So you are gonna see me doing something else, and I hope you forgive me. And I hope you forgive me, cause I'm trying my best. Cause I can still feel your presence going to the face. I can only put so much in my fucked up brain, and the pills that I've been taking just accentuate the pain. So I build my own wooden home to rest my felt frame. Nothing a bit of energy drinks can fix. Ask your doctor. Got a shit ton. Ooh. Ew. I love being able to do that. Because yes, can you guys wait? Can you guys understand that I'm trying to do something because I'm busy? No. Or the system of rating, right? So Jubal and Brooks are actually super popular. But when you look at the time slots, you realize it's what? It's before work. So possibly people going to work. Possibly people on the road. Possibly people in the traffic. Can you believe that? And they turned on the radio. And they have a bunch of radio channel. Right? They choose one. Right? So there you go. So the system of rating, which was not invented with, but popularized with radio, I think, I'm not sure. I'm not an historian. You know what? Frick that. Who popularize my cock? MIKEHAWK. The system of rating. Oh, I wrote this in YouTube. Very nice. Not the intent. Okay, so Google popularize the system of rating. Okay, cool. A content creator by the name of Vendetta popularize. Okay, dude, cut and lie. I'm sorry. Because rating refer to many different things, the pioneer depends on a specific system. Competitive games, chess and video games. Arpad Elo, a Hungarian American physics professor, popularized the Elo rating system. Actually measure a player relative skill. That's what I'm looking for. Movie and media. Okay. The Motion Picture Association, MPAA, implemented and popularized the age-based classification. No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. System of rating views. Let me see now. Coming home. Okay. Wine. Okay, so now they're giving me a system of points. That is not what I'm looking for. You outdated piece of crap. You get what I'm saying, right? So now that we have a system of rating, Brook and Jubal, which were getting a lot of views, are in the morning, right? So back then, what we would do is, okay, well, we have a commentator, because back then, what was really popular was either church shows. We're talking about back in the day of radio, church shows and games. I was watching this an history class. I told you that I had history yesterday, right? I wasn't joking. I know it sounded like I was joking, but I wasn't. And the cool thing with history classes, it wasn't always like super old history. It was sometimes modern, and when it was modern, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Versus like, oh my god, this was so long ago, right? Can't believe people did that. And the coolest thing here is that he was talking about because I remember it being a him, hit, being a professor, hit, which is a profession, which is not a person. Profession is it, right? Not that they them. Let's be respectful. Talking about how back in the days, radio had docu-series, so not docu-series but teledrama. So you basically had a show on radio and you're like, oh my god, it's like a soap opera, right? Which is why people still watch like Young and Reckless, Bold and Beautiful. And now you think, oh Ing, that's so mean that you said oh people watch that. No dude, I'm talking about the pioneer. I'm talking about the system of rating, the most popular show for this age group, right? Right, cool. So yeah, and then they was like, you know what? There's something to do here. We could do a radio show or a radio channel and would have it for 24 hours, right? Now, this is cool because we're gonna go from the past to the present. I am watching a show. Okay, I'm watching a show, which is called LCU, which is the Local Universe, which is something keened in, which is taking locale and creating shows with them. When you realize that the genius isn't using the locale, the genius isn't the content itself, because the content kind of sucks sometimes, you know. When I say sometimes, I mean often. When I say often, I don't mean always, right? So where do I draw the line between it sucks and when it doesn't sucks? I won't tell you that way. I'm not pointing fingers or judging people on what they do, right? So a bit of an asshole comments, but not a direct asshole comments, which makes it forgivable, I guess. I'm coming home. See, all I have to do is this, 30 seconds. And we're Gucci. Oh my god, look at that face. You look like my next mistakes. Love the game, wanna play, yay. But it's something important, why? Because it's a 10-minute cooldown, which is time 5. My god. It's so nuts. You realize that there's 5. Okay, so that's not true. Okay, so you realize that there's 5 and there's 10 minutes cooldown. So the first one you get is free because you waited the whole night. You have to wait 10 minutes, which is 40 minutes. Done. Bikinis. The answer was bikinis. No, it wasn't. Yes. Yes. No. I don't know. Coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming home. Blast away, walk away, all my pain of yesterday. No, my children. Usually I would do this when I'm inside, which would take me like 2 hours. So if I can save times, it's better. Is it interesting for you guys? No. But oh well. When you go to commercial break, is it interesting? No, but you still stay. There's no difference. Which is also part of today's conversation, right? But the system of rating, I was going with the LCU, the Local Universe, was that, which is basically MCU, so 10 points for Gryffindor for the lack of originality. I should possibly give 10 points to Hufflepuff because, let's face it, they won't win this year. 10 points for Hufflepuff, just for trying. Rue from District 13, I guess. Was it 13? Was it 10? I don't remember. But Rue, you rock. The coolest mute girl in the entire Hunger Game universe. The only mute girl, but hey. I'm gonna argue about arguing about specification. I don't think so. I don't want to argue with you because you'll win. So with the LCU, what was kind of cool is you have time slots, right? The most popular content creator get the time slots, and that's what the money is, right? And then the least popular content creator are getting the shitty time slots, which are 3 or 4 o'clock, right? Now, ultimately speaking, this is a prison, right? So if you're in the social media or in the radio, let's go back to radio, because that was a good example for time slots, to explain time slots, right? if you're a content creator or a media worker, you realize that, okay, well, I'm in the time slots where there's next to no hope, right? We get 12 to 20 viewers, but we are at 3 o'clock in the morning and everybody's sleeping, right? So I'm getting stuck there. Versus a person that's coming back from work is 4 o'clock, don't know what to watch. When you don't know, let's put it back, right? Most of you guys didn't know that. Sorry. Most of you guys didn't experience that, but I'm talking to my generation, the extremely old but young and boldful. You guys remember when there was nothing on TV? What you would do? Okay, so in the back we got somebody saying, I would zap the TV. Absolutely. See, when you're watching something and it's not interesting, you zap. You change channel. A person with the right time slots is just a person that is more likely to receive somebody that doesn't find anything to watch, right? And if you're entertaining and the person stays, that's a rating. You stole the rating from a show, right? And this work with people, but it's also work with TV shows. What was your favorite shows at 8 o'clock at night? What was your favorite shows not at 4 o'clock at night? Because you weren't home. Because you were busy making the supper. Because you were busy doing your homework. Right? Right. So all of this is all part of a system of rating. The system of rating, like I was saying, the problem with that is if you have a bad time slots or you have a bad things, there's no coming back, right? And then, so what's the importance, monetary importance? Because let's face it, everything I said so far is a business, right? So the business side of the time slots is there's more viewer, it's more attractive for. I'm gonna give you guys a challenge, okay? I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. I'm gonna give you guys two challenges, okay? It's more interesting for an advertiser, okay, to have a lot of views. It's more expensive though. So for example, time slot number 1, which is the most popular, which is the 4 to 6 p.m., right? Will cost an amount. The time slot B, which is from 1 to 3 a.m. And there's next to nobody, right? It's a lot cheaper. I want you guys to do me a favor, try it out, right? I want you guys to wonder what is the most busy time slots. I want you guys to watch the ads that are there, and I want you to do the same thing when it's 3 or 4 in the morning. Completely different. Completely different. I don't know if you guys have watched cable TV, but sometime in the afternoon, you know when you don't have class, sorry, or you don't have work, there's a day, and you're like, oh my god, I got a day off. There's no electricity at work. I didn't want to go in, so I pretended I was sick. I called in sick, but I wasn't sick. So I'm still gonna watch. Oh, no storage. Shit. And there you go. We're back. And there we go. So, no storage. I apologize. But I also realized that I didn't have Wi-Fi, which is insane. We do have Wi-Fi, just have to fix it. Shout out to my mom, by the way, because today she's gonna call to get me but activate my voicemail. Shout out to her. We missed about 2 minutes, not even kidding, which was enough for the sun to go out. And it does seem like it took a lot longer than expected, but it didn't, which kind of sucks. Because a couple more minutes I need to have this. Oh well. So yeah, so I'm talking about the system of rating, right? And this is really cool because then you realize that if you're in the bad time slots, it's very hard to go away, right? But sometimes the problem is not leaving your time slot. The problem is not getting better rating. Sometimes the problem is, oh, okay. phone closed because there's no more batteries, which is okay. Why? Because we have only, come on dude, it shouldn't be too hard. Because I only have 50 minutes. So where you close, it's not gonna affect me. If it would affect me if it was like an hour more. Ugh. Won't be long, guys. I have to deal with that shit. I love you till you 1-2 steps. Love you, take that 1-2 steps. I hate you. There you go. It's already restarted. I'm gonna be able to tell you when it closed, which should be important for what I'm trying to say. It was closed a grand total of, oops. Don't tell me. Love you, but I want 2 steps. I hate you, but I want 2 steps. Oh, the wrong one. The number of times I'm choosing the wrong recorder is crazy. Okay, come on. Give me the good answer. You're supposed to do maximum 55. It's supposed to be maximum 53. That's the wrong one. Stop, dude. I don't give a frig about this. At least Wi-Fi is working, which is good. We got 10 more gigabits, okay? Because this is not gonna last for a long time. For some reason, my phone didn't charge yesterday. When I say what my phones, I mean almost all of them didn't charge, which is bananas. Oops, ooh, bananas. Are you connected to the Wi-Fi? Okay. No interest access. Sounds like bullshit. That sounds like bullshit. Okay, good. Perfect. So guys, so you tell me that there's connected, but there's no Wi-Fi. Why? It's so cold. It's not a problem with overheating. So then, because people had to make the effort, it's not gonna work, but what can I do? Damn if we do, damn if we don't. Right? C'est la vie. C'est la vie, mon ami. Bam, bam, ba-da-dam, bam, ba-bam. Yeah, it's not working, but it's okay. It's not okay because I would talk about it if it was okay. But it's not okay. I have to deal with that shit. You know? And it's working now. See, all you need to do is ask the world. Put it in the universe that my Wi-Fi should be working. So because people were trying to keep the rating, we start dealing with people that were lying, right? So this is called sensationalism. The socialism is talking about a subject that you know is going to be a problem. So then you're saying, okay, I understand that you have ADHD Inc., but some of what you said didn't make any sense. No, it does make sense. So if you look at talking about Anchorman deals with that. Anchorman talks about essentialism. So basically, they're talking about how they weren't having any rating because of that. They were stuck at a shitty time slots. Because of that, the rating keep dropping. They were losing budget. They would get fired, right? So what they start doing is, in the movie, of course, car chase. And it was a new kind of media, and people were falling head over heel for that. Like, dude, this shit is awesome. This shit is unbelievable. We should do that more. So we were going for shock value because shock value gave us what? Shock value gave us more ratings, right? And then what they would do is to get a list of the news. We're talking about the radio, we're talking about TVs. I would get the news, right? When you hear of a show, let's talk about show also. Let's talk about movies, right? Why are some shows canceled? The ratings were low, right? Why were they low? Because people didn't tune in, right? And ultimately speaking, it doesn't matter if they didn't or not, right? The algorithm. So we're gonna go back to the future a little bit, right? The future, which is right now, right? Because of in the past. Algorithm is what? Algorithm rewards content creators that get a lot of views by promoting them. Why? Because if you take any website, let's take YouTube as an example, right? YouTube want more people to go on its website, so they're going to promote videos that have a lot of views. Why? Well, either the content creator that did them is popular, either the content is good. No matter why, people are going to his channel or her channel, right? Is be inclusive. My apologies. Golly. Yeah, Wi-Fi is working well. I just had to restart it, which is great. So by doing this, you're promoting channels that are working well. That way people, they think that your website is amazing because you're promoting videos that are having a lot of views. You don't see, when you look at your like For You page, if you will, when you look at what is offered to you, you see two things: either videos that are very popular or video about subject that you searched before. You are a big car guy. It's because you're a big car guy, a lot of videos that you're gonna see are gonna talk about cars. This is where you get some people with a bit less views, a bit less follower, right? But ultimately speaking, you see whom? You see big name, right? I told you a story before, which is a completely true story. I was trolling somebody. Why? I thought that person was a piece of shit and I thought they deserved justice. It wasn't up to me to serve justice. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's the truth, right? So by saying this, I was getting blocked, which meant that I was creating accounts, which meant that I was creating email. A lot of these, what I would do is I would create an account. I would go on YouTube, right? And what I would do for YouTube, I would write a comments. I was always writing comments in, for example, FaZe Rug video or Mr. Beast video. Why? Because when you do that, you create a YouTube account, right? So when you use the Google account, because who owns YouTube? Google, right? So when you do that, what happens is they recognize your account as being a real one. Why? Because there is a YouTube channel. So they do to create a YouTube channel. You follow somebody or you leave the comments. Your comments is faster. You take the first video. Long story short, I created over 20 accounts, right? All of these had one thing in common. The first video that I was seeing is Mr. Beast on my For You page. So by promoting Mr. Beast, of course you're gonna be at the top because you keep on promoting him, right? So again, with the algorithm, there's a system of rating, which is the same thing, right? This is still a system that is very present today, right? Let's go back to Anchorman, which is a movie as a joke. But again, my favorite video to do because they introduce sensationalism. You have a list of news that you have to present. Okay, this is gonna have high rating. These people are not gonna like it. Let's not talk about this. So you're not telling the news. You're not telling a story. You're not telling a story. You're telling people what you think they want to hear, right? How many people are going to tune in to watch sports on radio, on TV, on social media? A lot of people. How many people are going to tune in to watch porn? Good. How many people are going to be tuning in to watch the latest TMZ news or celebrities news scandal? Who slept with who? Who got caught stealing? And these are not, they sound archaic, but they still to this day are very present in society. We still are curious, we're still a pervert for celebrities, right? So that's what you do. That's what you do. You know, these are gonna get ratings, so you do it, right? This is why shows like Survivor has 50 seasons. This is why show like Big Brother has 30 seasons. This is why shows like Bachelorette or Bachelor has 50 season? Because the ratings are still good. It actually create a loyal fan base, which you have ratings. So even if you don't change anything, you have a base amount of rating, and that base amount of rating can only go up because people have been watching for 30 years will not stop watching. Sounds good? Sounds great, right? I was farting, but there's no fart. It was something else. So this is a system that still works to this day, right? So with that, and all of this, why are we talking about this? Why are we mentioning this? What is the point of talking about this? What is the point at all? There's no point, right? Well, there is a point. And the point is actually quite simple. The point is that, what I was saying before, truth is relative. It's true. Truth is relative, but it's true. People stop chasing the truth. People start chasing news that were interesting. How many people are gonna do fake news? I gotta go bathroom again. Sorry. 60%. Okay. Gotta hurry. And there you go. Told you it's not gonna be long. So this video, because I have to go because of the batteries. We're still good, but not great. Yeah, not good, not great. Like I was saying, all of this is say the news, right? So the news. If when you understand, okay, sorry guys, hold on. Why is this not working? They're making me buy stuff. No, I think I'm good. I spent enough for a lifetime. Good. You're done? You're at 10%. I have to be careful with you. Okay, good. So yeah, so when you understand that rating, right, is leading of everything, right? So you understand that the news is presented to you, or what is being told to you. I'll talk about fake news, right? How many times did you see an article that was not true? But you believed because you saw it, right? One of the better examples is Oliver Tree, rest in peace, who died last month. Oliver Tree had the habits of making jokes and doing a bit of shock content. So when you saw that, what did you say? This is not true. I don't believe that this is true. He's not dead. But guess what? He was dead, right? So you questioned something. You didn't question because it was him. You questioned because you were told in your life some fake news. You didn't question because it was him. You were told before something that you noticed were kind of fishy, right? So when you present, and I wanna talk about the news because news is information, and information is knowledge. So this is important. Like nobody really cares if Charlie D'Amelio got a BBL, right? And if she did, congrats. But if she didn't, it's not a big deal, right? But when you present the news, because that's important, right? You realize there's something called fear mongering, right? So fear mongering is presenting something. For example, there was a terrorist attack, right? And it was just like, for example, this country did some testing on some missile, right? They didn't use it, they didn't attack people, nobody got hurt, nobody got injured, everything is good, right? They're gonna talk about it because nationalism. So why don't you hear every single day that somebody died, somebody got shot, somebody got arrested? Because this is fear mongering, right? They don't want to scare population. So they control something which is fear mongering. They don't want to tell a story that will make you afraid because it's a way to control people. And for just not control, but just people feeling safe. Which feeling safe in your own country or in your own neighborhood or in your own version of society. Because every single continent, every single culture has a different sense of society, and they're all good. It's not a question of who is better, it's a question of perception. Right? And this is where I want to go, right? Which is the most important part. We're almost done here. Sorry guys, I know this is boring, but gotta do shit. By doing shit that nobody does, that you go places where nobody went. Nobody went there because it's possibly not the best place, but then who cares? Even, you know what's crazy? Look at the mentality, right? It's by doing things that nobody does that you go places where nobody went. But there's a reason why people don't go there, because it doesn't make any sense, right? However, you might be popular or you might be a legend because it didn't matter if it didn't make sense at all or it didn't make sense. You still chose to go there. And for that, you were the only one that went there. And for that, you're a pioneer, right? We talk about the first person who climbed the Mount Everest. There's a bunch of people before that. They just didn't make it, right? Were they less of a legend than the guy who did it? No. They had the same idea, they had the same mentality, they're the same, like, hey, we're gonna go up there. We're gonna reach the highest peak of this planet. And will be remembered forever and ever. And that, my friend, that is where legends are made. No more batteries, so that's okay. How much the batteries that you have? You have 14. That's pretty good. That is pretty good indeed. That is pretty good. Right? So, you're being told stories, or you're being told stuff that is mindful of two things. I made a mistake, sorry. I chose the phone. Which isn't a big deal because I'm leaving soon. I'm leaving soon. So yeah, so you're being told things and remembering two things, right? Fear mongering. Is it something that's gonna make the population panic? The citizen panics. Because again, panicking is chaos and you cannot control chaos, right? And if the news I'm gonna say, is it gonna get enough rating? Because I got sponsors, I got things. For example, I'm gonna be honest, I follow a certain amount of porn star. You know, I'm a freak, right? And there was a specific porn star that I was following, and she did a specific video, which she posts on her OnlyFans. I didn't watch it, right? Because I don't pay for sex. I'm desperate, but not that desperate, right? And again, if you do, more power to you. I don't. And she was sad because she did a video and the content flop. She wasn't sad because the content flopped. She's like, hey, I had this sponsor, and now people are not gonna try the product because my it flopped. So then the next time the person or the product is gonna the next time the the person's gonna be looking for somebody to sponsor or someone to try their toys, they're not gonna ask me. There's this other video, when you cut avocado. Yeah, also on OnlyFans. No, I'm joking. There was this other content, right? And he used to do used to be sponsored by a company called Cold Water, which was a company of water bottle, right? But then you saw that a lot of the big mukbanger had this sponsor, so they realized that people were eating, were also drinking, and at the table you want to see the nice like bottle, right? So by saying this, then the sponsor kind of left, right? Barry is dead. Okay. We're almost done. We're almost done, guys. Told you, nothing charged. Why? So that mask would wait last second, right? So I'm gonna wait until 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock to charge things, when I could have waited until 1 o'clock. But hey, that's my fault. And now we're paying the consequences. I'm gonna find the right wire. Le son de bohème coule dans nos veines. Viens vers moi. And yes, the AC is strong, so we're gonna turn that down. Right, good, perfect. I don't know if it's gonna charge enough, and it's not, that's okay. We'll restart after that, no problem. So yeah, so you gotta think about your sponsor, you gotta think about the people that are paying the bills, you gotta think about your contract, right? We offer them on a rating, which is why they pay us. Imagine. Another thing that you have to understand is, like for example, Super Bowl. Oh, sorry guys. Super Bowl, right? So the Super Bowl, how much money it is to have an ad? A lot, right? Where? Why? Because the ratings are high. And that's all that matters. Rating, right? What's being said, because that's also important. You got approved freaking news. Anchorman made fun of it, but it's still something that's very real. Anchorman and Anchorwoman, they're being fed what to say. So the information that you're receiving via various